Kia ora. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create charts from the bird monitoring data that's collected by the Doc AI cam. These steps are outlined in this blog post that you can find by searching on the 2040 website. You sort of start by downloading a template that we've made for an Excel template that makes it a little bit easier to do this analysis. So just click on this link. It opens it up in Sheets, but I'm not as familiar with Sheets, so download it into Excel. And when you do this, give it a name that matches your project. So for example, I'm going to use the Aotearoa data. So I'm going to call this bird summary, Aotearoa birds. I've got birds in there twice, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we'll save that template. We'll come back to that in a sec. Next, you want to get the data out of the Cacophony template, Cacophony portal. So go to the Cacophony portal, go to the Activity tab, select Audio, and then select the date range that you're interested in. Here I'm going to choose anytime. You want to include the redacted audio, so you've got all the audio in there. And then you may also want to select particular locations. In this case, we've only got one location, that's Grant's backyard. You may also want to do an advanced search and just do reporting for certain birds, for example. You can then, when you've got your query all sorted, you just click Export Search Results, and it can take a little while, depending on the amount of data you've got, for this export to be created. When it's created, it creates a CSV file, a comma separated values file, which can then be opened in Excel. So I'll just call this Aotearoa birds. So this is a CSV file, and we'll now open up that file. Okay, we have the data here from the exported CSV file from Aotearoa, the birds, and we just copy this data, Control A, Control C. We'll now paste it in the other spreadsheet. Okay, now we've got the template file downloaded or open that we downloaded earlier, and we are on the data sheet in location A1. And you simply paste the data that we copied from the CSV file into here. So that's now done. We've now got a little formula on row 2, starting at L2, that we're going to copy to every row. So this goes all the way over to AI 2. So we copy that and go right down to the end. And paste that formula into every row. This formula simply extracts the birds from each recording into a format that's easier to analyse. We now go to the Counts tab, where we have a pivot table already set up that you can update by just right clicking and going refresh. And this now shows you the number of recordings we had for each year broken down by location. In this case, there's just the one location. So we can see there's 14,400 recordings here, spread out over these 3 years. We can now go to the Summary tab, where we can get the analysis of the birdsong. This is already done, but you may just want to refresh that. And this now gives you a summary broken down by location and each year of the percentage chance of hearing each different bird. And this is what you can now make your chart from. This chart's already there, and this is done for 2024, which is that line there. What I might actually do here is just filter out from earlier and after that, just to make it a little bit tidier, and collapse each of these, so we've just got the data for each year, because we've only got one location, so we don't really need to do any location analysis. And then I might also remove any birds that we don't have any recordings of. So red poll. So we go over here to the pivot table, just remove the red poll. grey warbler, the paradise shelduck, just any others that are on 0. No weka sanakara, unfortunately no kiwi, or kaka. Hopefully we'll change that one day. No long-tailed cuckoo. No sparrows, interestingly enough. Spurwing plovers. We already done here. And pukeko. So there, I've removed all those from the table. I just filtered them out from there. And you can filter whatever's applicable for your project. And now you can just change the what series you have in here. So we already have the 2026, but because this has just moved up, that it changed. So we can just select, I've right clicked there, hit select data. I'm going to add 2025 and select the data for 2025, which goes from there to the end of that. Oops. From there to there. And then I'm going to add 2024 as well, which is over here, and this data here. And I'm going to just edit this data, this 26, so that it only goes to N, which is where the data goes up to for the birds that we've selected. Okay, and so now we have a nice little chart where for each bird you can see how it's changed across the years. Got 26, 25, 24, you may want to change that around, but you can now use this data or do any sort of variation that you'd like.